I'm paraphrasing David Carroll. You got a nice backside. You got some nice breastises. But the most important thing, the most important part of what you are, which we'll just say stuff between your legs, is worn out. David Carroll says that being a black female should be a part of the DS-20, the Book of Mental Illnesses. And the more I listen to David, even though he says a lot of hard shit, and even though some of his imagery I don't agree with, because that shit is like over the top, end of the day, he's right.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and we gotta talk about the Brooklyn subway shooting, because apparently the man who went on that rampage finally got caught. Frank James was a YouTuber. Apparently he had a YouTube channel that went by The Prophet of Truth 88, and on that YouTube channel he preached manosphere rhetoric. Apparently he was a follower of a lot of the people in the manosphere, not limited to but including Kevin Samuels. So now everybody's asking for the manosphere to come out. Everybody's asking for them to make a comment on this and them to say, hey, you got to account for this guy. You got to speak about this guy. You guys are supposed to be uplifting men, and this is one of your guys doing this. Now, do I think that is fair? Of course not. It's absolutely foul to me, because I say this all the time and I'll say it again. You have women like Cynthia G who are going out here literally advocating for doing a genocide against black males and black male babies, and nobody is saying anything to her. As a matter of fact, I can't give the numbers because YouTube doesn't like when you give the numbers. But if you just look up the number and the amount of babies black women specifically get deleted, we have no idea how many of that is because of divestors or women who consider that mindset. Nobody's looking into that. At the end of the day, okay, you always got to stand a little bit harder when you're a man and you're talking this type of rhetoric. This is serious. The reason I'm saying that it's serious is because a couple years ago, I don't remember the guy's name, but there was a dude who claimed to be a follower of Coach Greg Adams, and he went out here, and I don't remember if he killed himself or he stabbed a couple of people, but he did something kind of similar to what this dude did. And back then, the FBI and the CIA actually went and made files by everyone who was considered to be, irregardless of race. This is not a black or white thing. All of them got files from the FBI and CIA, and they started to be monitored. This is why, if you paid attention, you've seen a lot of people started to take MGTOW out of their name and just call themselves by a different name. They didn't really put MGTOW in their name, okay? Now you're starting to see kind of the same thing happening with manosphere. Everybody's like, hey, I'm not in the manosphere. I'm not in the manosphere. I'm not in the manosphere. Problem is, it does not matter. You're already in the file. In Texas, the Texas Police Department, you can look this stuff up, they already have a file as well. Everybody who's ever been considered to be a men's rights activist, a MGTOW, a pickup artist, or a red pill, they already have a file. So I'm saying all this to say that when you have a platform and you have millions of people, right, watching a platform, like in this case, we're literally talking millions, because at the end of the day, Kevin Samuels, love him or hate him, he has over 1 million subscribers. You cannot hold someone who has a platform dealing with millions of different people to the actions of one person. That's ridiculous. There's no way you're going to gather 1.5 million subscribers, okay, and not have a couple of them be bad eggs. No one, regardless of what they're talking about, would be able to do that. But what you guys have to understand is they want the manosphere going anyway. So at this point, any excuse they get, anyone who does anything and they use the trigger word incel, or they use the trigger word pickup artist, or they use the trigger word manosphere, or they use the trigger word red pill, they're going in that file and they're stacking it. And they're eventually going to come down on all these guys. So with that being said, even though I don't support a lot of the things that are said in the quote-unquote manosphere, I do support some of the things that are said in the quote-unquote manosphere. And above all, I support its right to exist. So I'm going to say, as men, it's very important that we don't push this narrative and that we basically say it's unfair to hold the whole space accountable for the actions of one man, because one, it's logical. It is unfair to hold the whole space accountable for the actions of one man, but I also don't think that it's fair for them to be using this as a trigger to bring down an entire space when there's so many toxic female spaces that I don't hear any chatter about anyone bringing down, that are arrived to thrive, that are allowed to be monetized, and no one's doing anything about it, okay? We're in the age of equality, but everything is seeming to be one way. I repeat, we're supposed to be in the age of equality, but everything is seeming to go one way. No, I don't think it's fair to blame the manosphere for this. And I'm not even a part of the manosphere. I've never claimed manosphere. But just being real, no, it's not fair to blame them for this, okay? Dude might have spit it any rhetoric he wanted to, but at the end of the day, you cannot blame an entire group of men who got put into this bubble. A lot of them never even asked to be put into that bubble, and say it's all of you guys' fault for this one single person. Screw the hundreds of thousands of other people who didn't do this. This one single person decided to go out and commit this terrible act, and now all of you men are responsible for it. That's unfair. That's not right. You have to do what you can do, in my opinion, as a man, to make sure that that bridge doesn't catch too much fire, that that tree doesn't start to burn up, and the whole forest doesn't go down with it. That's my opinion on the matter. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's unfair. I don't even really think it's fair that those brothers are being trapped, to be honest with you, because I don't see them saying anything that should cause anyone to be hurt. All they're doing is giving their opinions. Are some of them goofy? Yes, but it's still their opinion at the end of the day. So, any man pushing this, any man thinking this is funny or thinking that this is a joke, I don't think that this is something that you should necessarily joke about, because I don't think that these people are playing. Those people are about to be put into these men's lives, and I don't think that's fair. So again, as men, like the manosphere or not, I do think it's important to support them in regards to what's going on as far as them being blamed for this Frank situation with the Brooklyn subway shooting. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.